righty. All right. Let's get cracking here. First, get myself on the screen. Hello, everybody. Hello. Make sure my sound is good. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Let me know, please. Right. Get some things going here. All right. Welcome. Once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. Get that one right there. All right. So, this is the weekly wrap up. Unlike last week, this actually is dealing with the weekly wrap up. so, okay, yes, indeed. So, yes, we are going to get it in today. Had a good trip up to quick little turnaround trip up to Tacoma. Uh, for those of you who follow me on my Instagram, y'all see me up there. Um, got my hair out today. You see the gray. Like I say, men of this age group, please stop dyeing your gray. I'm really getting tired of seeing that. Did you all see Cameron on the verses? Stop dyeing your hair, man. It's kind of looking weird. So let me see who I got in the house today. Queen Adia or Adia, Woke One, Silent D Productions in the house. Esmont. All right. Alrighty. Silent D, listening while working. Right on. Black Power, yes indeed. Yeah, I had to go ahead and break it out today. You know, got some interesting things to talk about. One thing I will say is one thing I had to go to this gig I was playing for somebody in Tacoma, and it was an organizational type conference type deal. Um, and it was good seeing a lot of black people in one place again. Um, you know, something about certain aspects of our culture. Uh, it's good to see uh, respectability. Moving with a more, I guess, classy, for lack of better terms, I would say classy way of conducting oneself. Always remember that the world is watching. You know what I mean? Um, with that being said, let's get right on into the stories of the day. So, as you can see, um, we'll go back to the avatar here. So, just looking at some of the things that have happened this week. Once again, that was on the 3rd, I believe, of August. Maybe that was the 2nd. I think it was the 3rd. Brother Reza Islam went on the Alex Jones show, and that was actually pretty good. Um, okay, there we go. All right. So that was pretty good when he went on the Alex Jones show. They really had a lot in common. There was a lot that came out there in that little interview, and it was good. It was really good. A lot of good, solid information, um, and getting a perspective that is different than what we are being bombarded with every day in the media. So, that was good. Then also we have we have the track team. We're going to talk about them. Let me see, take that off there. And then of course, this article I seen earlier this week talking about all the black women in the U.S. are tired, and they have the women of the Olympics. Even Sha'Carri, which she did not run in the Olympics, they still got her up there. And then, of course, you see Dr. Boyce Watkins along with Jason Whitlock. And we will discuss a little bit of that interaction as well, for those who don't know. Jason Whitlock was on Dr. Boyce Watkins' program. So I wanted to check it out just to see what the content was. I'll get to that a little later in this broadcast. But right now, I want to first get to something that kind of I woke up to this transpiring in Louisville today. So they have not let up on the gas at all on Daniel Cameron. So this just happened this morning. Let's see here.
Police have just moved in and they have started arresting some of those protesters. I'm going to step out of the way here. This is Attorney General Daniel Cameron's home where these protesters had gathered on his lawn.
Wait, let me go back.
Yeah, Vicki, police have just moved in and they have started arresting some of those protesters. I'm going to step out of the way here. This is Attorney General Daniel Cameron's home where these protesters had gathered on his lawn calling for justice in the Breonna Taylor case. Many of them you can see are linked arm in arm in front of Attorney General Daniel Cameron's door. Some are now sitting on the lawn. We've already seen LMPD moving in and putting the zip ties on some of the protesters here and taking them into custody. This all just unfolded within just the last 20 minutes. This group of protesters called Until Freedom gathered at Ballard High School. There was a few bus loads and van loads of people. They marched from Ballard High School here to Attorney General Daniel Cameron's home in the Graymore-Devondale neighborhood and began chanting on his front lawn on loudspeakers, talking to his neighbors, calling for justice in Breonna Taylor, saying that if there is someone who can do that, who can give justice to Breonna Taylor's family, in this case, it is Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Now, this is an out-of-town group that has come in. They have a lot of legal aid and assistance that they can offer protesters, so they've been giving them information about what they can do if they're taken into custody. We did talk to the organizer with Until Freedom before they came out here just a little bit ago. Here's some of what they had to say.
We want the Attorney General to know that we are very serious and that we will not allow him to continue to delay this process in hopes that the protesters will go away, in hopes that the national attention on Breonna Taylor will go away. We believe that our action today will send a pressure point to the administration that they have to move quickly. And if they do not move quickly, we will come back with triple and quadruple the number of people we will have today.
Well,
Okay, we are back out here live at Attorney General Daniel Cameron's house. You can see these people in the red shirts, legal observers. They are here gathering information from people who may be taken into custody and may need legal assistance after these protests. Now, the crowds are still sitting arm in arm on the lawn. Police, though, have moved in. We're going to stay here on the scene and let you know any updates as they come in. For now, we are live in the Graymore-Devondale neighborhood. Drew Gardner, WLKY News.
Well, how about that? So, Until Freedom done pulled up on Daniel Cameron's house. That's good to see. That is definitely good to see. Long overdue. Because we still see that Breonna Taylor has not got justice. So it is definitely time. Until Freedom, it's good to see them in action. Of course, we know how they have gotten scrutinized, so we need to see more action in Cadillac deals. You feel me? It's cool to be recognized, but, in this lane, look at the mainstream media has went out of their way to fully acknowledge while not acknowledging new black media as being these are the people who they feel they have to compete with. Grassroots media. They literally are talking about stuff like this in these, I hope y'all watch C-SPAN. Y'all definitely need to be up on what they are talking about on them Senate floors. Because goodness. Another little piece of breaking news. I'm gonna play this real quick, and this is from Queen Abadiah Shakur. This is actually a TikTok she did of of something else that just recently popped up.
are really just bold now. I mean, they're not even trying to hide their satanic agenda, showing all of these wicked images. This picture of the models was recently used in a Converse ad for their shoes. And as you can see, the outline depicts just exactly how similar it is to the symbol used by the Church of Satan. For those who worship Baphomet, you'll see that same logo on their clothing and even on their jewelry. They're trying to indoctrinate people. They're trying to usher this in and make it seem normal. See, if you see something every day, you become accustomed to it, used to it, and then you no longer cringe or shudder at the thought of it, right? Or get offended because it's just something you see every day. Now it's normal. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to normalize satanic worship. And they're trying to make you look crazy when you still have faith and trust and love for the Most High. The devils are trying to play God. Pay attention.
Well, I think that pretty much sums it up. Now, understand, here on this program, we have definitely addressed this agenda. I told you about the color orange. I've told you about some of these other rituals that you have seen before your face, and most of y'all that have already been following me for a while, y'all know what you see when you see it, you know. But again, here we go. These brands, and I want, again, going back to my last week's broadcast, just think of something. If everybody who has money invested in the venom, you know, that you got to go purchase from the snake oil salesman, or that's getting purchased on your behalf from the snake oil salesman, you know, when you have situations like that and they're looking to make things mandatory for certain people, you got to pay attention to the wording they're using. Because right now, since when has it been cool to talk into a kind of putting one group of American citizens against another group of American citizens and then criminalizing one group over the other? When have you ever heard that talk? That's propaganda, and that is war. That is war on the people. So for whose agenda? Well, I've told you that the Satan agenda was in warp speed. If you can go find that, that's a video I did not too long ago, a few months back. The screenshot is of Little Nas X video with him busting it open for Satan. So, with that being said, you know, you can see the agenda doesn't stop, and the agenda is very real. So, you know, I've never, you know, my son used to wear Converse. He stopped fooling them too. But yeah, I'm not fooling with them. And these aren't the first people that has done stuff like this in their clothes. So there's many brands. Shoot, look at Disney. Look at all those Disney products. You'll see all kind of dark magic stuff in that. Addison, yes. Oh, thank you. You know, I believe, you know, well, my family really doesn't gray too heavy. We usually stay pretty much salt and pepper. So I'll probably just give more salt as time goes on. You know, yes, indeed. But yeah, I cannot do the coloring thing. Just looking at Cameron's hair on the verses the other day, I was just like, that just looks terrible. It's too black, and my hair is black anyway, so I'd be looking crazy. So with that being said, this back to this jab. This it is looking like they're pushing the mandatory thing, and it's easiest to do it by people who have already taken an oath and swore themselves and pledged themselves to the government. So in this case, you would have your soldiers. Well, you know, things never cease to amaze. So check this out, y'all. I just seen this yesterday. Now, mind you, I've been gone on the road, so so I might have missed some things in the shuffle. However, this, I believe I just saw this yesterday. I just, I was busy, couldn't get to it. So we're talking about it today. So without further ado, listen to this, y'all. This is crazy.
Discharged if they refuse to be vaccinated, Cecilia.
Now, let's get back there. Go back. Let's get it. Okay. There we go.
On the pandemic from Washington now, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is expected to make a recommendation to President Biden mandating vaccines for all active duty service members. Congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has more on this. Good morning, Rachel.
Cecilia, good morning. And this is a shift from the Pentagon. They previously indicated that they would wait for FDA approval, but now Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin expected to move forward with this, making the recommendation to the president that would require all of the 1.3 million active duty service members to be vaccinated. This will require the sign off from the president. It would require a special waiver that would need to be signed. But it comes just days after President Biden announced that all federal employees must be vaccinated or be subjected to regular COVID-19 testing. We know that about 70% of the military has already received at least one shot, but this could raise questions about whether or not service members will be discharged if they refuse to be vaccinated, Cecilia.
What y'all think about that? Yeah. Now, think about it. Family, for those of y'all, especially those of y'all in the royal court, you know that we've been seeing for months how the military has been swearing off getting the jab. They have absolutely refused it. So this is really interesting. Are we looking at criminalizing our own armed forces? Kind of makes you wonder about those that other thing that Obama was building. I see something at play. What interesting timing. We have questionable economy, extremely questionable housing, questionable food futures. Now, future security. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? I'm watching the unraveling of a system, but for what? Well, if you look at biotechnology, and I'm not relating biotechnology to anything other than itself, you would look for something that can sustain being paired up with the biological organism and to try to get that and mesh that to being artificial or turning that into something else. However, what you do have is a permanent marker, like marker. So if you wrote on your hand or something like such, you would have a spot that you would know, well, this exists here, right? Well, if that little mark or such is tied into a, say, matrix or AI data source or something of the sort, well, then you would have total control of the masses who actually had the biotechnology paired up with themselves, correct? Remember, I've told you in previous broadcasts, people are the currency of the world, even more so than land, because you can have a whole bunch of land with no one to work it. You'll still starve. So you need to understand what they're doing. Now, if you have a fire sale, as anybody has seen businesses, you say, we're going out of business. Doesn't it kind of feel like America's going out of business? I think people believe in hoping that, oh, well, no, it ain't going to just fall over. Rome fell. They thought that was never going away. Hannibal's rule. He was over there kicking ass. But there came a time he got old and he had to retreat. And then just go take a plain old basic life after being this big dude. But defeat, oh boy, that's a hell of a number. And the victors get a chance to write the history. So, dealing with something like that, it is what it is. America is going out of business. It is. And we are the fire sale. So, it's like, let's liquidate these assets. So, first off, folks, who are we in debt to the most? Who does America own the most money to? Well, let's just take a little shot or a guess that maybe it would be the same place to where this pandemic has spawned from. Well, what do they have potentially an interest? Well, no, hey. You could leave your loan or you could call it in. When a person calls in the loan, well, what do you have to do? Well, one thing you would have to do is definitely thin out your military. See, what we're watching is the dismantling of a business because America's just that. It's a business. And we're literally watching the dismantling of this business, which is called America. I hope you understand. The families that own the Federal Reserve are packing it up. Okay? And I say this, families that own the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is just a title. You hear federal, that means for you. That just means for you and me. It's federal. It's something that we're beholden to because it's federal for us. They own it. Which in turn means they own who? Everybody walk around here, oh, we free, we free. No, the hell you are not. That's why they're trying to get all these people venomized. Go get that Mamba juice. That black Mamba juice thing. Oh, man. It don't work fast. It works slow. Good grief. But one thing I will say, have y'all noticed you have been seeing more and more people going into this realm of absolute stupidity or just like oblivious, like in a whole nother world, just zoned and just watch them walking around like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, prime example. We at the grocery store, right? Okay, I'm going to buy, because here, you could buy their bags. So I'm going to buy 2 bags. Do you know this checker takes all the stuff, puts it in one bag, and then just puts the other bag that I bought in the cart? I got 2 bags. I just told you I bought 2 bags. Obviously, I want you to put this stuff in between the 2 bags. But it registered to her and said, oh, well, I'll just put it all in one bag. And, oh, yeah, I forgot. Here's your other bag. Oh, brutal. Oh, explain why they are buying up farmland? Like, yes. Well, imagine being I'll use this analogy. You're the person that brought the basketball to the court. What happens when you want to go? You take your ball with you, don't you? That's kind of what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? So, like, check it out. You buy up all that land, and then you shut everybody else from farming. Coming from Mr. Depopulation himself, sounds pretty efficient. It sounds extremely efficient. Starve them out. So I think this might be the other plan for those of us who are saying, oh, separate. Oh, he's trying to cut that one off. You understand what I'm saying? These people ain't working with an old plan or with a new plan. They're working with an old one. And they see because of us in this grassroots thing right here, because of us, we have put a lot of people on their heels. So they have to act now. They're acting so reckless that you got a question. You're getting leaders assassinated in other countries with so sloppy assassination attempts. There's a whole nother one that got foiled before it actually happened. How is it that all of these people are getting assassinated in the same year? In attempts in the same year? Y'all got to be paying attention to what everything that's going on around this world. And these people got their hands in all of it. And their enemies that they're out there, they vilify. And then they start talking down about them. That's how you know when you start seeing certain different countries in the U.S. media. Oh, that's the next target. Just like Cuba. Just like Cuba right now. That is the next target. So, I do want to touch on this as well. I have to get that off the screen. Okay. So here's a whole nother thing that's going on right now, too. Because we also have the whole buffer class situation. Sometimes people need to learn the hard way. Sometimes people just need to learn the hard way. Maybe these people don't really have your back. Now, we as Black folks, we understand how the Democrats have used us over the years. So this is nothing new to us. But for these people who got these big pie in the sky promises to come over here across the border in the midst of a pandemic, everybody forgets that part. As much as y'all talk about Trump and this and that, this nut actually was telling people to come here. You got 11 million people he trying to make citizens that ain't had near COVID test. And you're trying to come here. Well, how is that safe? How is that safe? So let's look at what this says. Biden administration begins flying migrants expelled via Title 42 into Mexico amid COVID fears. There have reportedly been more than 200,000 migrant apprehensions in July. 200,000. Let's see here. They getting them up out of here, ain't they?
Correspondent Bill Malugin is in Mission, Texas again tonight. Good evening, Bill.
Brett, good evening to you. I can tell you that local officials here in Hidalgo County are not happy at all with the federal government. They say the feds are failing to do their job when it comes to enforcing immigration, and now they got to step up and fill that void and do it themselves. So we'll show you exactly what they're doing. Take a live look at our Fox drone right now. Overnight, they have constructed this emergency tent compound, which is meant to hold and temporarily house COVID-19 positive illegal immigrants who have been released from federal custody. This is Ansel Lewis Park here in Mission, Texas. It's completely closed to the public. This is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, away from population centers. Again, built completely overnight. They say they had to do this because the federal government has just been releasing so many migrants in downtown McAllen, many of which end up being COVID positive. Take a look at some ground video that we shot here earlier today. You can see some migrants already showing up there. They say the current capacity is 250, but they're planning to expand it all the way up to 650. We've been showing video all week long of migrants being dropped off at that Catholic charity in downtown McAllen by Border Patrol. Well, that charity says they can't take any more people. They're over capacity. They can't keep quarantining COVID positive migrants in local hotels. And the city of McAllen reported some startling numbers saying that the federal government has released more than 7,000 COVID positive migrants into their city since February, more than 1,500 in the last week alone. That's why they say they had to build this compound and do it immediately. Listen to what the local county judge had to say. He's a Democrat. He said he's previously invited Joe Biden to come out here to see what's going on in the Rio Grande Valley. Take a listen to this.
I have invited the president to come here to come and see what the federal government, really has done to us. And I'm extremely disappointed that we've received absolutely zero communication with them. And I hope it changes very quickly.
This is a federal issue. We have done everything that we can as a community and as a region.
Wow.
And just to point out, a lot of these elected officials out here are Democrats, and they are frustrated with this Biden administration. What we're being told is once these migrants in this compound test negative for COVID-19, they will be free to go. They will be released to a family member or a sponsor and essentially be able to go wherever they want into the United States. Just a little bit earlier this afternoon, a Suburban pulled up saying they were picking up family members from inside that camp. They picked them up, left, said they were taking them to the state of Louisiana. Brett, we'll send it back to you.
Amazing story every day. Bill, thank you.
Well, how about that? I mean, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? Oh man. Now, just let's look at something. Joe Biden has not been in office for even a whole year. Not even a whole year. This is a disaster, folks. This is a disaster. And you know why? Because it was all done to circumvent the black agenda. Ha, ha, ha. Well, how'd that work out for y'all? Everybody involved got burnt. Now, those of us who said no tangibles, no vote, well, hey, we not looking like the ones with crow pie sitting in front of their table every day. Good grief. And all that, we stupid this, we stuck on stupid that. And now, okay, how does this man not even reach out to his constituents? These are people who were getting people out to vote for this dude. He don't give a damn about them. They white. You got these brain dead black folks. I mean, he's still better than Trump. See, the one thing about Trump actually made people be honest. That's why we were getting so much movement. So when we have people that, like this interview I saw earlier with Jason Whitlock. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I'll get to that. These illegals, these migrants coming in here, these people are, when you're catching a majority of them are testing positive, at what point don't we say this is a bad idea? It was a bad idea from the jump. But again, it was all about sidestepping the black agenda. Damn reparations and damn punishment for police. And shout out to Amber Geiger. Sit your ass in there and do the rest of them years. Wow. So, again, look at this. You are literally watching so much disaster coming from one administration. So you might not have a military by the end of the year, or it'll be very thin, which leaves us subject to attack. I also want to touch on the Olympic thing. Again, the feminization of the black man is reaping its results. I'll put it to you like this. It's really reaping its results. I was on the road, so I didn't get a chance to see this race, but my wife did. And something that she said, oh yeah, our cat, melanated brown, hey, peace. Something that she said was, she said, America has effeminated the black man or feminized the black man so much that you can't even beat anybody in a relay as like the strongest men on earth. You come in sixth, Lord. And she's just saying just from what her observation was. When you looking to take all the testosterone out of every man that you can come across, well, it's like taking an engine out of a car and then hopping in the car after you took it out and expect it to go somewhere. That makes no sense. But it is what it is. Again, like I said, America's going out of business. And there's no better way to do it than to start dismantling everything. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Oyalaket. Yes, I figured I'd go out full out today. Because people be confused. Like, nah, it's natural, dry, or wet. Let me see. Oh, real quick, I wanted to touch on the other part because this is a weekly wrap up. So let me get that off there. I want to share this other story because I did 2 stories on this brother last week. And this week, they're already showing themselves, people. Already. It doesn't take long. The hatred is just crazy. Let's see. Let me get this on the screen for y'all. Okay, there we go. All right, let me get that ad off the screen. And cancel that. Please get off the screen. There we go. All right. Uh-oh. Please information. Oh, okay. This file is missing in Nicaragua. Okay. So LeVar Burton reacts to Jeopardy host decision as fans rally behind Reading Rainbow Star. So if you didn't know, they're now talking about hiring the executive producer, I guess, of Jeopardy as the host, which I don't know why you even bothered having people come and be part of this if you was going to do that. Shawana Stevens, welcome. How you doing? Good evening. So let's just see here. What do we read? LeVar Burton has declared himself a winner, even though he won't be the new host of Jeopardy. The Reading Rainbow Star graciously reacted to upset fans after the news that Jeopardy executive producer Mike Richards is finalizing a deal to succeed the late Alex Trebek as MC of the Vernable, can't pronounce it, Vernable, you have to excuse me, syndicated game show. Let's see, his quote says, I've said many times over these past weeks that no matter the outcome, I've won. The outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and fans alike has been incredible. If love is the ultimate blessing, I believe that is it. I believe it is. I am truly blessed beyond measure, he wrote via Twitter on Thursday. So yeah, I was out and about yesterday. I was on the road. Okay, there we go. So there's his actual tweet. Oh, he did that yesterday morning. So, it's funny because, again, remember how long it took for LeVar Burton to even be announced as guest host for Jeopardy. Now, many of people have wanted him to be the host permanently, and it's been a petition since Alex Trebek has passed. Well, for some reason, here we go again with the BS. And after him doing such a bang up job last week, look what happens. Not to mention the week that LeVar Burton hosts is also the same week of the NBA draft. So one of the nights they actually had to move the time. I kind of looked at that with a side eye. Because, really? The 1 week that the brother's hosting, it's an impeded week. And then the very next week, this dude is finalizing a deal? Well, as you can see from our previous broadcasts about LeVar Burton and Jeopardy, obviously, these people around the Jeopardy franchise really do not want to see a black man at the helm. I think the only reason why they did that was to appease the fans and had him host for a week. Because why do you even have him guest host? And then everybody's saying, we want him permanent. The very next week, you're announcing, oh, we're going to hire the white dude. Come on. So, yeah, there's that. Just insane. Unfortunate.
Really, just bold.
Oh, I did not try to go back there. Okay, let me get that off. Okay, so, got some crazy stories. And I look at LeVar Burton as somebody that has always been respectable and definitely has made sure that black folks have gotten literacy and understood the value in literacy, and just even imagination, being creative, thinking outside of the box. So all of those type of things, this brother has been able to inspire over years, from a children targeted programming to adult targeted programming. We can't even say Alex Trebek did that. But, sometimes they just can't see us win. And I believe this is one of them. And this is being ABC'd, all of that good old Disney money. I'm not really too shocked. I ain't really too shocked. So, oh well. Guess I will be back to tuning out of Jeopardy. Let me get that off. Stop sharing that. And one last story before I get to the very last thing I want to talk about. Oh, my Lord. All right. So let's get here. So like I said about this U.S. men absolute fail. The race, the 400 men's 400 relay. Oh man. What y'all think about that? You have the strongest people in history, and they're talking about how, oh well, their hands-off isn't the best. I get that. But even Sha'Carri's takeoff wasn't the best. She still had room for improvement on her release. So if you're thinking about that, shouldn't these dudes have been able to catch these people? To not be able to come, you're coming in sixth as Americans. What has happened to the domination? Well, we put a different energy on our folks. We put restraints on our folks. You pump certain stuff on folks. And now you're getting the results of it. Failure. You know, I mean, good grief. It's literally failure. Because now we're going up to be the world on the world stage, and everybody says we have the best athletes in the world. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. She did. You know, she just noticing the feminization of what they've been instilling so many years. It's literally playing out. And if you see that picture, I mean, like she said them dudes was pretty as the women. I seen the one dude, he got barrettes. See where that picture at? This dude got barrettes in his hair. Said, oh, I mean, I'm not hating. I mean, Rick James did it years ago, but you know, I don't know if that's really the look that you was going for. His brother looking kind of like Venus and Serena as kids with the braids and the beads. He's kind of his face is kind of chopped off on the picture, but and you know, yeah, they was doing a little much. They was doing a little much. Well, whatever. I mean, hey, um, if that's your swag, that's your swag. You know, I get it. You know, more power to you. You know, but I would say this: you might want to start getting around some different kind of energy. You know, because she was like, "Wow, are there any straight men in track anymore?" I don't know, sisters. What y'all think? Are y'all seeing straight men in track when you watch these track trials? Are you seeing the men that would holler at you if you was out and about? Hmm. You know, I'm just wondering. So now, again, and let me also preface that because I've talked about Carl Lewis before. Everybody knew Carl Lewis was gay. Fastest man in the world. So the energy, his sexual preference did not have anything to do with the energy into which he was kicking ass. That man, fastest man on earth. Until what was it? Ben Jones with the he came doping. He he ended up, he blew. He did. It was a good race though. I remember that Olympics. He blew Carl Lewis out the water. But boy, oh boy, that he had all the juice in his system. All the juice in his system. Okay, so let me get to this other thing here. Let me go here. I'm not gonna play this, but I will play a little bit of the audio because I found this interesting. I seen something today, and I'm looking at this interview with Boyce Watkins and Jason Whitlock. And I mean, you know, we all know about Jason Whitlock. You know, I wouldn't have necessarily gave him no place to speak because I don't really believe he deserves that in our spaces. However, some things he said today just kind of stuck out to me. One thing that he said about his father, he called his father a racist because his father actually wanted to be around black people. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this for you. This dude. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Okay. Hold on, family. I'm almost here. I just want to get this place queued up because I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to play the audio. He doing Money camera. All right, let me get this up here. Okay, share screen. I mean, Jason Whitlock is egregious coon. Egregious coon. So okay, so now I got that set up, and I'll play the sound. Alrighty. So, where is he at? Okay. Let's see if this is it.
Irritates some hypothetical racist white man is good for us. And so, again,
bowing to a boss, like they work at the post office or some shit. I said, that's your problem, right?
Can y'all hear this?
Right there. You know, this movement is not coming out of the black community. It hasn't benefited the black community as far as I can see. At least that several $100 million that were given, I didn't see that money landing in black communities. I saw black people led astray by the whole ideology. Not to say that they didn't do a couple of good things, but it was, to me, it was a waste of time. What do you think is missing in terms of just black people kind of understanding where we need to go to next? That we have to stop allowing everybody's pre-existing ideologies to sort of shape how we view ourselves and how we view each other. And also, I want to lay in a sentence from Dr. Claude Anderson's book, which we were all reading last night, called Black Labor, White Wealth. One thing Dr. Anderson said, and you can feel free to comment on that, is he said that black people are trained to see themselves through the lens of whiteness, you know, through the eyes of whites. Like the way I define myself as a black person is shaped by how white people view me.
Oh, let me see. No, okay. Again, I'm not gonna, so I don't get dinged or nothing. But let me show you. Just look at the look on this dude's face. Look at Jason Whitlock's face. So you heard what he just said, right? Look at the look on that dude's face, man. Yo. Oh God, this is painful, man. Okay, so let's see what he's gonna say.
What are your thoughts on that?
1,000% accurate. That one of the biggest mistakes we're making as black people is we think that anything that irritates some hypothetical racist white man is good for us. And so, again, we're not thinking about, hey, what's best for us? We're thinking, hey, how can we irritate this group of white people?
Okay, first off, he addressed the group of white people as hypothetical, but then addresses them in the affirmative. You hear this? So that was a little bit of tricky wordplay. All right. Oh goodness. This dude here, I wouldn't have ever had this dude on my program. There ain't nothing you can get from no dude like this. I would not have made this choice of collaborations or guests because listen to this dude.
That's good for us. And so much of our actions are based on, well, I wonder how white people are going to think about it. And that's where a lot of foolish pride comes in.
Hey, y'all, in the chat, how many of y'all give a damn about what white people going to think? I mean, really? See, this is, okay. And again, Dr. Boyce Watkins, boy, you got to be more careful with the guests because this dude's getting up here talking right-wing, white supremacist talking points. What the hell does he need to be talking in our spaces for? I mean, this dude, and then on top of that, we as black people. No, nigga, ain't no we. You over there. We are over here. It's me.
Make this stand to show white people this and that. And it's a mistake. As it relates to the first part of your question, boys, what's really going on, I just had this discussion today on my show. what's haunting us is poor leadership and undefined roles. And this is where I get accused of being a chauvinist. I'm certainly a patriarch, but
no, I wouldn't call you either one of those words based on what you just said. No, something else actually comes to my mind on that one, my brother. Good grief. Yo, and again, y'all know I consistently keep saying I do not want to get into talking about black folk. But my Lord, why on earth would you have this dude on your show, my guy? Are you kidding me? This is what is going. This is the move. This dude is an egregious. You almost got me to say it too. This dude is an egregious Sambo. Oh Lord. I mean, come on. So I just wanted to touch on that a bit. This dude actually said that his daddy. I got to find this for y'all, because that just killed me. My daddy would have been what you call a racist, because he just wanted to be around black folk. Can't believe
black women are his super warriors, superheroes, all of this stuff. Then you go watch Game of Thrones. If you white and you watch Game of Thrones, they got the little blonde white woman, Khaleesi or whatever. She's gonna save the world. They can TVs and movie theaters can make you believe a lot of shit that just doesn't have any connection to reality. That's not me taking a dump on women, but the facts are these great societies have been built by men and by a lot of the really courageous and or stupid stuff men have been willing to do.
Well, you know, one thing I'll say is an area where we live with another dude, so don't be coming in here. And then the third thing she said you must agree on, I want everybody to pay attention now, take notes on this, you can probably apply this to your own family, is the process. And wait a minute, because you mean I asked you on 3 dates, and now you calling me, you saying I'm damn near like a rapist? You know, with that craziness in the Me Too movement, that's confusing as hell for people. So I think that people just have to understand what page are we on. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah, I would have to agree with the clout.
There needs to be
voice has been off
an understanding of goals, roles, and process. The only thing I'll say, and I'll go to my grave believing this, that look, men and women are different. We respond differently to a lot of different situations and energy. And I don't say this negatively, but women are more emotional than men. And so what I've been trying to explain to the women in my life, family, friends, cousins, whoever, is like, hey, look, we're in a game of chess. And chess requires an absence of emotion. And that we have way too much emotional energy in all of our responses into what's going on in America.
I can agree with that.
My customer's gonna be black. I'm gonna build a house.
Okay, this is
white people mad, or you want to.
Okay, this is
tap into logic,
and
just a cold logic. And so, circling back to where this whole conversation began, Dr. Boyce, is I get that my approach frustrates, confuses, annoys a lot of people.
He hates
and I
himself.
think it's primarily because I've removed all emotion and feelings from the things that I suggest. I'm just about the bottom line fact. And so you want to make white people mad, or you want to express something to white people and blah, blah. I really don't. I just want to move forward.
There it is.
I just want to be more successful so I can do more for my family and the people that I care about, and that I can create, because this is my father. I say it because
here we go.
I'm a lot like my father, but I'm not. My father was racist, bottom line. He had a lot of stuff happen to him growing up. He just didn't like white people. His solution was
his father was racist. He had a lot of stuff happen to him by white people. Look at this him. Huh? Look at this dude. You really comfortable taking an ish on your dad because he wasn't fooling with white folks after what went on with him? I mean, if this ain't the story of Uncle Ruckus, it isn't. Oh my goodness. This is Uncle Ruckus all over again. What was that? The Color Ruckus or whatever they call that episode. This is insane.
I'm gonna go into business for myself. I'm gonna build it in the black community, and my friends are gonna be black. My customers are gonna be black. I'm gonna build a house in this neighborhood where my business is, and I'm gonna create my own little black world. And I can remember long years ago, I think it used to be called Boyce's Black World or whatever. I was like, oh, that's how, yeah, that's how my father thought, just like Boyce. He gonna build him a little black world, and he was happy. He wouldn't play golf with his friends. He chased, again, my father was a player. That was actually a bad thing, but he didn't have no problem chasing women, black women, blah, blah, blah.
He was happy around his own people. He's talking down on his father's happiness. His own father. That tell you what kind of dude this is. Oh, well, he was happy just being around his other black folks. And having his black business and making black money with black dollars. The stuff that we talk about all the damn time now. We need to separate. His father was on it. Look at the problem. See, this kind of biscuit salivating. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And why the hell Boyce had him on is beyond me. I mean, you think you may be able to get something out of that. Nah, bruh. There's nothing there. You hear this fool? He's up here talking down on his own father for just wanting to be around black folk. I don't know how much lower you need to get.
He built a world that made him happy right here in America. He wasn't running around just bitter. Trust me, he didn't like white, but he never disrespected any white people. He just didn't like them, and he built his own little world, his own little happiness. He was Booker T. Washington. He cast down his bucket, made his life, and that was that.
Is your father still alive?
No, he passed at 76.
What was your father's name?
Jimmy Whitlock. James Whitlock. Everybody called him Jimmy. Pretty Jimmy.
Everybody.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's about it. I just wanted to play that much. Good grief. Yee. He said the ruckism. Yeah, the ruckism is real and heavy with this one, isn't it? Boy, the energy with this guy. Jesus. I mean, man. Well, let's just understand something. Jimmy. Yeah, his name is Jim. Oh, boy. And I got a Jimmy Rule. And his daddy name was Jimmy. But Jimmy sound cool. It's his son that turned out like a sucker. Say Jimmy was a player. Oh, Lord. Well, we already know what Jason Whitlock was. Again, I just have no understanding on why Boyce would have brought him on this program, but hey, he did. That's his prerogative to do. It may have been counterproductive for anything that we're trying to do as a positive movement over here by having somebody like that to even be seen. Like, what does he have to offer us? And then he get up here with all this weed talk. No. We aren't finna start doing that, going backwards, taking people that don't want to be here in 2021. Who we gonna have next? Candace Owens? Man, no, we gotta get away from that, y'all. We definitely got to get away from that ASAP. So, with that being said, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. With that being said, folks, y'all can follow me at Instagram, beatzillapdx, Twitter, beatzillapdx, Facebook, beatzillapdx, and also on Instagram, you can also follow another page that I've started, which is Sunday Drums and Coffee, as well as the YouTube channel, which it might not be coming up yet because I haven't uploaded anything on that channel yet. But it will be coming. That'll be just dealing with music and the origins of different artists and musicians, and coffee. So also you could email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. Also, if you feel so inclined to put something, a donation in, you can donate, put some money in the bucket at CashApp, $beatzillapdx, CashApp, $beatzillapdx. And I also forgot other two platforms. You could follow me on Patreon at beatzillapdx official, and also Melanated People, Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. You can find me there. And of course, the Our Real Truth podcast, that's on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes, as well as various other locations and streaming services. So let's see. Might as well say Jim Bob. Right, Melanated Brown. Oh man, thank you very much, Silent D. All right, Tim some more. Melanated Brown. We got a nice little crew in the house today. All right. So with that being said, you know how we do around here. I just wanted to do a weekly wrap up, and this one was more of an official one. So we actually dealt with the agenda of the week. But I definitely wanted to make sure I got y'all that information last week. Hopefully y'all did some research on some of them companies. And just, always, like I say, follow the money. The money ain't gonna lie. And always remember this: when people have made such a huge investment as these people have, trust me, if something was wrong with the product, they are not gonna stop the production of that product. We've already seen that with talcum powder. I'm just saying. So y'all have a blessed weekend. I may sporadically go live this weekend. Who knows? It'll be on Instagram. So please go follow my Instagram. It looks like they took Fleet away from Twitter. So I don't know what's going on with that. I am on Clubhouse, but I'm not really on Clubhouse. But you can get me at Clubhouse at beatzillapdx official. So with that being said, y'all, I will bid y'all adieu. Be blessed, be safe, and keep an eye out for the lunatics, because this is the evening of a moon interval. So you will have some off water people out here in these streets. So again, be safe and Shalom.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, Who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man. And you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.